Yesterday I said coins would be easy, and I'm gonna prove it. Before I start getting ahead of myself, you can see I changed the color of the sky. I went back and looked up the actual RGB values of the Mario. Like, clearly I could make the sky color any color I want, but we're gonna start off basic, foundational, and then we'll get weird from there. So I'm gonna import some sprites, coin animation. Sorry if I sound a bit off today. It's been one. It has been one. Boy howdy. I'm changing the hit boxes on all these coins so you don't have to exactly hit them. You can just kind of get in the general square vicinity. Make sure the animation loops. The coin speed might be fine as it is. We'll check and see. I might have to move the camera in closer just to see if these look right. Now that... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're flashing a little too quickly. I feel like it lingered more on this frame in the original. But this is pretty easy to fix. Like, you can change the duration on any individual frame. No, I know what it is. It's because it's flashing so... Hold on. Get another kind of in between there so it's more gradual, right? Like, bright, less bright, dark, less bright back to. Yeah, that should be a convincing loop. Hold on. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot better. Now, we can't collect the coins yet. I have to bake in something for that. And for that, we're going to the event sheet. This is where individual behaviors between objects can be messed with. So say Mario is overlapping another object. We pick that coin. When that happens, we delete the coin. And the event sheet can be used for more complex behaviors, stuff that's not automatically cooked into constructs. So now whenever Mario hits the coins, they disappear. Easy peasy. But of course there's more to coins than that. I'm going to add a global variable. This is a number that the game will keep up with from beginning to end on its own. And that number is going to be coins. You start off with 0. Whenever Mario destroys one of these coins with his body, the system will add 1 to the coin count. Of course, right now, you can't see the coin count. Like, I can start the game, and I can get the coins, and the coin count's going up, but how would you know? You'd have to keep up with it in your head, and that sucks. So I'm going to add a text object, if I can find it. I told you, it's been a while since I used construct. I'm not as familiar as I was at one point, but I used to be pretty dang familiar. Let's have it say text for now. It doesn't really matter because we're going to change it in the event sheet anyway. You know what I need? I need a new font. Prepared one for just such an occasion. Import fonts. Yeah, that's it. I found a good replica font to the original Mario HUD font. I don't know if I can click the button, dang. So we go to there, and we change this to coins. I'm a little nitpicky when it comes to text alignment and stuff like that, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm a wee bit acoustic if you have not picked up on that. Coins, and then this one right here. I'm going to get the exact UID. Actually, no, there's a much better way to do that. No, yeah, let's do the UID thing. I had it right the first time. UID 20. There's other ways to do this, but they would all take longer, and I've wasted enough time on this already. Pick by UID. Where are you at? You'd be under text. I'm an idiot. Pick by unique ID. 20. Text. Set text. To coins. So now this part should show how many coins we have. There you go. If you don't have a massive brain fart in the middle of doing it, it's very easy. It's very quick. Yeah, I'm just a little sloppy on the job today. Jeez. I'm gonna add a little bit of a flourish here. There you go. Now you've got the times symbol. So it's coins X, however many coins you got. And just because it's fun, here's a bunch of coins. Number go up. Now there's some wrinkles to this that we'll have to approach later. Like the fact that right now there's nothing stopping you from getting more than 99 coins, and getting more than 99 coins doesn't do anything because we don't have a live system. But we'll get that bridge burnt down sooner or later. For right now, we got coins, and that's... I didn't mean to delete all of them. We got coins, and that's good. The original Mario, I noticed, didn't actually throw coins around that much. They were mostly rewards for risky jumps or rewards for finding secret rooms. But as you go farther and farther into the Mario series, they become far more prolific and handed out like candy for trailing purposes, for reward purposes, or just to fill space. I'm not saying that's good or bad, it's just interesting to note that there is a difference. At least from what I saw. Especially when you compare it to like the new Super Mario Brothers games, where they started giving you like gold Mario power-ups and stuff. But I'm getting sidetracked. What we need next, I think, is like an actual camera. And I'm going to do a separate object. I'll show you why. The sloppiest, easiest way to do this would just be to make Mario the camera. Give me a second. Behaviors, there we go. See, I can't even find stuff I found yesterday. That's how bad I am today. See, I could make Mario the camera if I can scroll to. There you go. The reason we don't do this is that the camera object, whatever is considered the camera, is going to be the middle of the screen, which means... Mario would always be the middle of the screen. You can't see it here because I'm at the top of the screen. Give me a second. I'll get this sorted out. I swear to God, any minute now. There you go. This is what I'm talking about. Mario is in the middle of the screen. And you don't necessarily want that in a game where most of the action is happening in front of you or above you. I know there's a way to make this clearer. Oh, I need to zoom in. That's what I need. I need to zoom, and I know there's a way to do that. Found it. Set layout scale is the function I was looking for. Now you can see what I'm talking about. Mario has the ground, like too much ground beneath him. There's a lot of real estate above him that's being missed out on by making him the middle of the screen. So we can't or we don't want him to be the camera himself. We're going to get that behavior off of him, and we're going to give it to a separate object. Now, in a game that's more vertical, it wouldn't be that bad, but I've got a little Lakitu cloud that I got from, actually, Mario Maker 2, but don't tell anybody. And we're going to put it right above Mario. I think we might actually do an every tick for this one just because I don't have any other conditions. I need it happening all the time. We're going to set the cloud's X position to Mario's position, or at least his X position. Goodness gracious. The cloud's Y position, we're going to keep might have to poke around a bit to see how this works, where we need him at, but for right now we're going to put him at 704. And that'll be fixed. So even if so if Mario goes side to side, I fucked this up. Oh, I didn't give him the scroll to behavior. I forgot to give him the most important thing, the thing he needs to do the job that he do. All right, so we got the idea right. He's just a little too high up in the air, or at least for what I'm doing with all this nonsense. Let's flatten this out a little bit. We'll test our vertical limits later, but for right now, let's bring this all down a smidge. It might take a few tries to get the exact tuning correct, but I don't want size. I want position. 864. It's better. I think we could afford to bump him up. 800. Oh, we are so close. We are dangerously close. I think 832 is it. 832 has got to be it. Or I'm about to start breaking this grid down into 16ths, and I don't think that's necessary. That feels right. That looks right to me. That looks correct. Now what we're going to do is make our little buddy here invisible. If I can find the checkbox. There we go. Save that puppy. And it's starting to look like Mario. His movements are still not right at all, and I don't just mean the animation or lack thereof, or the fact that he moonwalks. I mean, like, just the speed. Like, that hustle is not correct. But the HUD, we need to do something about that, too. And I know exactly what to do. It's over here, not over there. Insert layer above. We're going to make a new layer. Call it the HUD. That's heads-up display for those of you who just don't acronym. Trying to remember. There we go. Parallax. We're going to set to 0, which means it's not going to scroll at all. It's going to this entire layer is going to remain perfectly fixed on the screen, exactly where it is. We're going to send coins and the coin indicator to the HUD layer, so now they're fixed. And I'm going to move them up here. We're going to have to jank with it a bit to see where this lines up. But hypothetically, see, it's being altered because of the zoom in, and that makes it tougher to tell where exactly. Maybe I had it right the first time. Nope, that's too far down. But you can see what I mean. It stays where it is. Like, it's... Mario's not moving away from it. It's like it's chasing him. We just have to get the positioning down. And this is one of those things where a smarter game developer could probably find a way to do this that doesn't involve trial and error. But that ain't me, boy. That ain't me. I will do this the hard way, or no way at all. Good enough for now. Alright, so we've got a coin indicator, and it's fixed. We've got the camera pretty much working. Now, if we ever decide to go vertical with a level, and I mean like really vertical, like Mario World style, or even Mario Brothers 2 style, then we'll have to figure out some new things to do with the camera. And Mario Brothers 3 and Mario World and pretty much every Mario game with a camera has done some pretty interesting things to that end. So which one of those we end up rolling with, which one of those we can roll with, because some of this stuff is actually pretty complicated. And some of the camera work in the newer games, I don't even understand the science behind it. It's beyond me. It's just sorcery. But for right now, for just Mario Brothers, this camera is perfect. In fact, this camera is too perfect because in the original Mario, if I recall correctly, you don't do a whole lot of moving backwards, which this camera accommodates for. Actually, while I'm talking about it, I guess I can point out that difference too. Because there's less width on the old Mario Brothers, like the resolution, the screen size is smaller. You can't see as far ahead of you. To compensate for that, they put the camera slightly ahead of Mario. Now, we've got widescreen in 2024, so I'm not worried about that. And trying to keep the camera in front of Mario while he's moving forward and backwards, again, Mario didn't go backwards then, so it wasn't a big deal. They didn't have to swing it around him, they just needed to keep the camera to the right. To go back and forth, I would need to swing it left and right, and at a speed that does not absolutely sicken the player, which is surprisingly difficult, trust me, I've tried. But all that said, it's just Mario, and he used to not even be able to see this far ahead anyway, or this far backwards, so I'm just going to keep the camera directly over him. I don't care if it's quote-unquote correct or not, or accurate. It works. It works perfectly fine. It's for our purposes, this is ideal. So we got coins, we got HUD, we got camera. I think that's everything I'm going to bother with today. I'm exhausted. Like and subscribe, thank you, and good night. I'm sorry. This was not my best performance, but man, today sucked.